I play a lot of video games, so much so that it's my go-to hobby, but recently I've been feeling drained of my usual comfort games like Dark Souls and Hollow Knight, so I decided to change things up. At the start of the year, I asked 10 of my friends to give me one game that screams you. I purchased all 10, and I promised to roll credits on every single one of them. So, my name is Cam, and welcome to episode 2 of Your Backlog, Not Mine. You start off in a room with nothing in it, kind of like my first apartment for the entirety of the lease. This is where you learn white blocks. If it's staring you in the face, then the answer is staring you in the face. Next, you find a block in the air, and after a couple extra seconds, you realize if you have to dunk it, it's a homophone. Simple. Next, you find a block on the floor. If you can kick it, it's a synonym. Okay, simple enough. Might have to dig a little deep for that, but it's not too hard. The next couple puzzles all reinforce this set of rules. Nothing too hard, nothing too difficult. But it isn't until you go down one too many hallways and corners that you get to this. So what about black boxes? Okay, well, if it's black, it should be the opposite of white, right? So we follow the rules in reverse. Is it staring you in the face? Spell it backwards. If it's on the ground and you can kick it, it's an antonym. If you can dunk it, what's the opposite of a homophone? Man, okay, let's simplify it. Just say the word backwards and think about how it sounds. See, now you're getting the hang of it. As a matter of fact, there's a couple gimmies right here. This one is right, this one is left, this one is not right. Now is probably a good time to explain exactly what the fuck Lingo is. See, when I think of puzzle games, I think of classics like Professor Layton or the Portal games, Tetris. Does Tetris count as a puzzle? Yeah, it's a puzzle game. The kind of stuff that's either the pinnacle of brain games or puzzle slop for the enthusiast, right? So when my friend Neo recommended me this game, he assured me it was a fun time, and knowing the type of games I like to play, I expected it to be more of a feeler, you know what I'm saying? Dip my toes into the water before I face plant into concrete. The problem is Lingo is less of a puzzle game and more of a literacy check, which makes sense for why it was recommended to me, the resident yapper with no off switch. See, understanding of English and the linguistic tools that come with it isn't a suggestion for Lingo, it's mandatory, which may be why it doesn't have as big of a cult following as other language agnostic puzzle games out there, but there is a bit of charm for those of us who didn't completely fail 7th grade English. It's the kind of game that takes 7 people in a Discord call looking at a single word before an 8th person joins in and goes,
"Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?"
Drop the answer and fuck off to solo queue and Valorant, while everyone releases their breath like it's December 1st. Not to mention, this game is non-Euclidean, which is the concept of the backrooms that had teens in the meanest chokehold back in the 2010s. Don't act like it didn't. I was there. Half the difficulty in this game is just realizing you've been walking in a circle for the last 10 minutes without even realizing it. I got trapped in an infinite circle in the first 10 minutes of playing the game, even with Neo on my shoulder telling me I wasn't going anywhere. Lingo loves putting you right back at the start in so many ways. You quit the game for the night because you stumped on a puzzle? Welcome back. Good luck finding that puzzle again, fucko. Walk down a hallway and see this bitch ass face smiling at you? Welcome back. Shit, you leave out of your house and you forgot your keys? Welcome back. So in a way, the game's biggest test is whether you have any sense of direction, and if you don't, this game is rage bait for the directionally challenged. Infinite hallways, looping circles, and seemingly playful reminders that you lack all semblance of control and that you are a rat in a test lab whose only purpose is to run a gauntlet of increasingly difficult challenges to get to a false reward that will only be stripped of you when you're told to run more trials until... Shit, that's Portal. Before I go any further, let's talk about the creator of this masterpiece of rage bait. Britton Wilds is a independent game developer from Central Florida who really just made Lingo for fun. He graduated with honors from the University of Florida before teaching for half a decade, in which time he graduated from the University of West Florida with a perfect GPA. He has a whole repertoire of coding and markup languages at his disposal, and if nothing I said to you makes any sense, just know he's a smart guy who understands language very well. And what are smart people great at doing? It's reminding you that you're wrong. See, Brenton is a smart guy, and he knows it. And as somebody who works in tech, I'm actually really impressed by how a single person can be so capable. But that's the trap. On the website for the game, there's a tab about making custom maps where Brenton describes the process of making your own puzzle. The very first line is how to make your own dad jokes. All of that to say, I admire this guy's ability to make me feel stupid. Probably should have saved that bit for therapy, but who cares? It's my YouTube channel. One thing I do think is worth noting is while the majority of this game's puzzles are relatively simple and pretty fun to solve, there's a pair of colors that exemplify my biggest gripe about my 11 hours in the back rooms, and that's green and orange. Green blocks are 1000% this game's version of a difficulty spike. No, there isn't a ton of moment-to-moment gameplay in Lingo, but what there is the idea of what green blocks do. Now, most people will end up finding green blocks pretty early when you go into the maze section of the map. It's like the winding hallways you've been put in, but I promise, there are distinct endpoints and even a cute little monolith in the center with, guess what? More puzzles. Here lies the issue though. The rest of the game's puzzles rely on three main ideas: the spelling of a word, the pronunciation of a word, and the meaning of a given word. Green sees this trend and pulls a Miles Morales. Even when writing and recording this video, I have no concrete answer to green block answers, other than look around. Positioning doesn't matter, numbers are now valid, and very rarely is the answer simple. The easiest way that I can explain it is that green equals context clues, and admittedly there are some really cool applications of this concept, but not only does green take the idea of context to its most abstract conclusion, not only is there another color that has the exact same overlapping context, not only is the area it's introduced in the least effective area at teaching the rule, but there are other colors with previously defined rules that use the idea of context clues to a way better effect. Now, I know this is a low IQ self-report, and yes, maybe I do have school zone speed limit IQ, but the reality for me is that if a block's answer is hidden away in a different corner of the map, and I have to retain that information, it could be done in a more digestible manner. Speaking of digestible, let's talk about orange. Now, the game has done some color association regarding rules and how colors relate to each other. White and black have opposite rules, so you can learn them off of each other. Same thing with red and blue. The train stops for me at orange. Like, the train fucking stops, alright? You can come across this block early, purely by accident, and if you are mentally resilient up until now, seeing this put in your face will break you. What in the fuck does art plus art mean? I'll tell you what, Britton Wilds made an entire cipher just to fuck with us. Yes, you and me. He's fucking with us because he can. He's Britton fucking Wilds. I may be over exaggerating just a tad, but this was the exact moment that Neo fully intended for this entry to become rage bait. No sane person gets to this point in the game, sees an orange block and recommends it to the friend with the intent of a relaxing puzzle experience. Neo, let me talk to you. I know exactly who you are, okay? You may think that a little puzzle here and there, a little roguelike here and there, and everybody's life will be just a little bit better. But I know what you are. You can't run from it. You can't hide. I know what you are. Got out of my body for a moment. All set to say, Lingo has a lot going for it. I genuinely think that this is probably one of the most striking puzzle experiences that I've had probably in the last 10 years. And I can't say that I have a lot of puzzle experience, but I'm not gonna act like I'm so abstract from the idea of put thing in this place and then take this place and go there. Actually, it doesn't work like that in Lingo at all. I'm bullshitting. What I did realize is through it all 11 hours of me playing Lingo, sometimes the fun in it is just understanding that, yeah, you can be a little dumb, and that's okay. You and your friends can be a little dumb. That's okay. Not everybody is willing to feel dumb for the sake of having an enjoyable time, and partially that's why YouTube has kind of been this really great hobby for me. I fucking suck at making videos, but sometimes it's cool to go back and laugh. I watched my first video recently and I sound fucking dumb. I'm sitting there trying to preach and do this, that, and the third, but the silent reality is a lot of people who are just starting on YouTube don't really know what the fuck they're doing. I spent hours and hours and hours in DaVinci Resolve just trying to figure out how to make the animations you've seen at the beginning of this video, and I love it so much that the only thing that I took out of this video, if it gets taken out, is the original intro, which is going to be uploaded as a short anyway. All that to say, Lingo was great because it taught me the one thing that I should be doing more in life and the one thing that I need to be getting over. It's the fear of failure and the enjoyment of just being dumb. Thank you, Brent and Wilds. Thank you, Neo. And thank you for watching. Please, if you like this video, give a like and subscribe. And I guess I'm done with Lingo.